Progress is being made getting stranded Canadians out of the coronavirus outbreak zone. A second government-chartered plane touched down this morning at CFB Trenton after flying overnight from China and making a refueling stop in Vancouver. The 188 passengers on board have now joined more than 200 others in a 2-week quarantine. In China, the outbreak has reached a grim milestone. According to Chinese media, more than 1,100 people have now died, and the virus is still spreading. There are now more than 44,000 confirmed cases, most of them in China. At the heart of the outbreak, in the city of Wuhan, millions of people are still under quarantine. Information on what's happening on the ground there is limited. State-run media is posting video like this, patients dancing at a makeshift hospital, trying to show that people are staying positive. The situation in the region, though, remains bleak. Public frustration is building over how the outbreak has been handled. Today, it was reported several senior Chinese officials have been punished. They were removed from their positions for dereliction of duty. The World Health Organization has finally come up with an official name for this strain of the virus. It's now called COVID-19. The head of the WHO says the name purposefully does not refer to any people, place, or animals. That's to avoid any stigma. He describes the virus as public enemy number one and calls on the world to tackle the threat.
A virus can have more powerful consequences than any terrorist action. We have to use the current window of opportunity to hit hard and stand in unison to fight this virus in every corner.
Public health officials in Canada say the risk to Canadians is low. But as Couteur reports, they're taking no chances with those people returning from the epicenter of the outbreak.
The second and likely last Canadian government evacuation flight from Wuhan, China, touched down at CFB Trenton in Ontario early Tuesday morning. 130 Canadians and 58 accompanying family members were on board. Hundreds of Canadians registered with Global Affairs remain in Hubei province. It's unclear if those people want to leave, but it's unlikely that the government will go get them.
Each situation is different, and we're assessing what kinds of supports are needed and whether or not more people want to come back from Hubei.
Now, the ones who just returned will go through the same 14-day quarantine as the others who arrived home last week, but this latest group will be in a less modern facility. As a result, those housed at Hastings Hall will have to share bathrooms, according to Canada's Chief Public Health Officer.
Thank you then, bye now.
Elsewhere on the base, we're getting a sense of daily life through the lens of Joanna Wu, which includes people walking around in hazmat suits. The Vancouver native has been posting videos on YouTube documenting each day, from when she left Wuhan to the meals she's eating in Trenton.
I actually went out yesterday to try to test the 2-meter rule because we're supposed to stay away from people, like at least 2 meters. But then I walked around yesterday and it seemed like that wasn't very strict, like you could stand next to someone.
The quarantine passengers on the Diamond Princess cruise ship are settling into a routine. BC man Nigel Cole says he and his husband are allowed brief walks on the promenade deck as they try to pass the time.
Yeah, we're counting the days. We're not marking marks on the wall yet, but as they do in the movies, we might come to that if it goes beyond the 19th.
That's when the quarantine should end, and that's when Cole and thousands of others on board hope they'll finally be able to head home. Couteur, Global News, Ottawa.
And Japanese public health officials now say 39 more people on board the Diamond Princess have tested positive for the virus. That brings the total on board that ship to 174. And there's trouble now for another cruise ship stranded at sea because of the coronavirus. The Westerdam, owned by Holland America, has been turned away from yet another port. The cruise ship left from Hong Kong on February 1st with more than 2,200 people on board, including 271 Canadians. It was supposed to be a 14-day trip with stops in Japan and Taiwan, but Japan refused to let the ship dock because of the coronavirus. Taiwan, the Philippines, and the U.S. territory of Guam also barred its entry. It appeared yesterday the nightmare might end when the company announced it was headed for Bangkok, Thailand. But now Thai officials say they won't let passengers off the ship either. The company says it's trying to sort out the problem, and it's thanking passengers for their patience.